Hi everyone. We are going to go in and set up a Drupal site, but we're going to bootstrap that Drupal site. A couple of you had issues with either getting Bootstrap configured correctly and then, after, for those who were able to get it, installed and configured, you've had issues with actually setting up, the various rows and columns, etc. inside of it. So what we're going to do today is in various sections go in and kind of take the bootstrapping of Drupal apart. So we're going to start from the beginning. Here's where we will end up. I'm going to kind of deconstruct this process, but we will end up here in the first video, just getting everything installed and set up and ready to use. And then in the next video, we'll go in and create, a few pages that will, set up a few rows and columns and show some of the features and strengths of Bootstrap within Drupal. So let's get this underway. Okay, so like I said, we're gonna circle right back to this point. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to be using Drush, because I know there are several of you that just hate the command line, but I think you will actually love it. Particularly if you start working with Drupal a lot, it does come in handy. Okay, so let us do this. First of all, I'm going to drop the database from this instance that I have. So let me get back to that directory, which was here, and then I'm going to do Drush. What is it? What is SQL drop? See, am I correct? I am indeed. So this is just asking me, do I want to drop all the tables that are inside of this database? I do indeed. To confirm that those tables have indeed been dropped, let us do a refresh here, and everything should kind of fall apart. And it's rare that that's a good thing, but in this particular scenario, it is indeed a good thing. So what we're going to do, like I said, let's just start from the beginning. So I am going to completely remove this momentum directory that we were using. Oops. Get rid of that. Remove it. Okay, 1 second. Here I need to change some permissions here on a file. The settings file has a permission, so permission setting high enough so that you can't accidentally delete it. But in my particular case, I do want to delete it, so we are going to go in and change the permissions so that I can actually remove this guy. So it's my momentum folder, and that's in sites default, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. All right, let's try removing it one more time. We're good to go. So let's clear our screen a little bit so we can see what's going on. And actually, again, just for a little confirmation, it should be even worse because now there's no directory for it to find at all. So let's begin again. So we're going to create momentum. I can spell it correctly. Momentum. Okay, create the momentum directory. We have discussed make files before that allow you to just kind of create a little mini profile of the Drupal instance that you want. So, in order, in the pursuit of not having the longest video in the world, that's what I am going to do here. So I am going to do a Drush make. Remember where I put my make files. Do this and yeah, here we go. My make files, I use bnat file. Why I named it bnat, I'm sure that was a really good reason at the time. What that is now, I do not know. Actually, guess what I did? Let me come out. I need to go into my directory. And here we go. Let's run that command one more time. And yes, I do. So what this is going to do is go into that make file, grab my instance of Drupal and the modules that I have specified, and download all of those modules into this directory. And once that's done, we'll actually do the site install process. And as many of you know, between Drupal and WordPress, obviously, you can do all of this via FTP and, from the front end. But I think once we've run through a complete install during this Bootstrap course, I think you'll get a brand new appreciation for Drush and command line usage. So what I'm doing here, I am going to install this site, all of my Drupal core and additional modules have been downloaded. Now I want to install them. I'm telling it where the database is, giving it the user and the user password, and then I'm also setting up the username and password for the Drupal instance that is going to be installed. So we're going to let that run, and yes, I do indeed. It's just asking if it runs into that database, does it want me to empty any tables that it may find there. So we're going to let that complete. And I want you to notice I'm not watching the time, but we may have been at this for 2 or 3 minutes, and most of it's been with me me just talking. But realize that we have gotten the files downloaded. We've actually gotten the site installed. I'm going to take a quick step here, and I'm going to enable those modules that I have downloaded and installed. And I just have a quick line here that I just have copied over here in Notepad. And all this telling Drush is just saying go in and enable these particular modules for me. So I'm going to click return and let this run. Some warnings on my bulk views. I think it'll go in and find those. We'll see in a second. That looks good. Got a couple more here. And we're ready. Again, same line. I'm just enabling Path Auto, Libraries, Views, jQuery Update, a few other modules. Get those running. And again, this is just enabling the modules that I'd already downloaded. And actually, I'm going to disable a couple of modules that I don't typically use. Now, we are going to talk about distros or distributions, where even as quickly as this is going, with the distribution, you can set up, your complete package so that it has, downloaded all the modules, enabled all the modules, and you just, run that quick script and everything is done. But you can see how quickly this process went. So now, if we come back here, let's go back to Momentum. Let me do a refresh. If all goes well, we should have a working Drupal site, and that we do. Let's go in and log in. Remember, I passed this password through that command line script for the site install as well. So when I log in using that username and password, perfect, we are good to go. So now what we're going to do in bringing this first video to an end, we're just going to set up Bootstrap and get it set and ready for us to use. Okay, I got a few updates that are missing here. Let's see. Probably. Oh, and even Drupal core. Okay. So what has happened in my profile, my makefile, I obviously still have it referencing Drupal 7.28. The latest version is 7.29. So I tell you what, let's just go on and update. I'll show you how to do this. You can do Drush up Drupal. What I can do, because there's also, you can see there's a security update for views as well. But what I'll do is I will show you, one, I'm just going to update the Drupal core file using Drush. And I don't have to go through the, the UI that the GUI provides. I can just do this all from command line. But again, if you want to do it from, from your GUI or from your UI that Drupal provides, you can definitely do that. But I think you'll see that this is a little quicker. You don't have to worry about all the refreshing that has to take place when you're working with the UI. So I tell you what, I'm going to hold on doing that one, and let's just see if we are closer. Since those core files were updated, I just need to refresh this page once more. Let me run a cron job just to go in and sync everything back up. And again, I can do this from my command line. All right. Okay, and we should be good to go. And just to confirm that everything looks good, this message should now disappear. Security updates for themes. Oh, so I tell you what, let me go on and do this quick update. What is missing is that update for views that we discussed, that I showed you earlier. So here, I can just do Drush up, and it was views, if I'm not mistaken. I will let that run. And once this finishes, I will run the cron job again just to kind of sync everything up, or make sure everything is synced up. Since this is a new install, probably don't have to worry about this too much, but it's a practice that you should get accustomed to. And also, just forewarning, now this is again, this is a demo site, new install. If I were actually, working on a production site, or even a site that I've had up where I'm making some minor changes, I'd make sure I did, a backup and backup of everything, the database and the files themselves, so that in case something goes wrong, you'll have the ability to roll back, to a currently functioning or correct instance of Drupal. Let's see what we got. Yeah, we've gotten rid of the errors. Okay, so now last step. Let's go in and I could have done this, obviously, when I was downloading the modules, but just to show you kind of how it works, I am going to go in and Drush, download Bootstrap. I want to use Bootstrap views, and I also want to use block class. I'll explain, Bootstrap views and block class later once we actually use them. Bootstrap, obviously, that's the module that we need so that we can bootstrap our Drupal site. So let's get this downloaded and let's go in and also enable these modules. And tell you what, I want to show you one thing. So before I enable it, here's where we are. We just have a nice clean standard default install of Drupal. I am now enabling the Bootstrap module. And what we should see here is a fairly dramatic change once I press the refresh after everything has been enabled. And let's do a refresh. I'm sorry, hold on. I'm skipping completely over a step. But actually, this is fine. Let me just show you. We're going to run our cron job one more time just to clear that out a little bit for us. So first, we have already downloaded and enabled Bootstrap. But remember our discussion previously about creating a sub-theme off of the main theme? Let's go in and do that, and then let's enable the sub-theme that we're going to create. And again, this is a very quick, easy steps from command line. Our theme, Bootstrap, is located in our themes folder. That's in our sites all folder. So let's just go there and take a look in here. All right, you see the Bootstrap theme there. I'm going to go in there and take a look to see what the contents are. What I want out of here is this Bootstrap sub-theme that is already packaged for us. What I want to do, though, is I want to move it up the directory tree under themes instead of it being under themes Bootstrap. So what I'm going to do, let me just do a move of Bootstrap sub-theme. Okay, so I am moving Bootstrap sub-theme up my directory tree. Let's do this, H, momentum, oops, got that, and sites, all themes. And what I want to call, let's just call it LF theme for now. That'll work. Okay, so this command is simply saying move the Bootstrap sub-theme directory and its contents, take all of that and move it to the themes directory, so it would no longer fall up under this Bootstrap directory. So here we've got that. Let's go and take a look. That directory is now gone. Let's climb up the directory tree just a little bit. Take a look here, and if you will note, inside of this directory are all of those Bootstrap files. A couple of other little small changes that I need to make. I know a few of you are thinking, why are you using move instead of rename or change? Move and rename are basically the same thing. So what I want to do in this particular case is move Bootstrap. Am I in the right spot? I am indeed. I want to move Bootstrap underscore sub-theme. Let's see, am I in the right spot? Oh, that's why I needed to go into the directory. Which I didn't need to go into it, but it'll make it a little easier for you to see. Actually, let me clear the screen so you can see everything a little easier. What I want to do is move/rename this directory to, let's say, or this file to LF theme and INF. Change that. should be good. Take a list. Now that file has lf-theme.inf. And actually, you know what? I tell you what, I see that that's a dash or hyphen. I want to just change it to a underscore instead. Just kind of following the conventions. All right, we're good. There we go. And I tell you what, let's go in and make a quick change to the contents of this file, just so we can see. I tell you what, LF Bootstrap sub theme, and I'll call it Trails Bootstrap sub theme. Okay, so now we're out of here. We're done. Everything is lovely, supposedly. Let's just go in and see here. I will go on and run cron job here right quick. And now what should happen, if all went well, I should now have a sub theme based off of the original Bootstrap module that I downloaded. So let's click on appearance again. And voila, there it is. There's a sub theme that I just created. So again, one other thing, let's just take a look. Here is our default installation of Drupal. Here's what our site would look like. Now we're going to enable our sub theme and set it as the default. And what you will see, it will now, it's now been bootstrapped so that it looks like this. And now it has all of the Bootstrap commands and features that we will be able to utilize. So that's it for the first part, guys. Let me get set up, and what we will do, we're going to start from this point and go in and set up the columns and rows and set up a few pages so that you can see how to go in and lay out a Bootstrap theme that has been set up in Drupal. All right, thanks a lot, guys. I'll talk to you later.